Dean Reynolds was at that news conference, and he joins us now. Dean, stunning new developments, a bombshell, some would say, and lots of new information in that news conference. So what happens next?
Well, what happens next is anybody's guess. I mean, the police department here is certainly embarrassed by this turn of events, but there is an ongoing probe into corruption in the department that the authorities here were reluctant to discuss because it is ongoing. But, you know, to be confronted with evidence that a very highly regarded officer was actually a thief who staged his suicide to elude authorities comes as a whale of a shock to the people here in the community and the police department as well.
Yeah, Dean, let's talk about some of that evidence that the investigators mentioned during that press conference, including the financial documents, emails, text messages.
Yeah, well, he was stealing from a fund which is set up for the Fox Lake Police Explorer Post. It's like a Boy Scout post, only it involves kids like 15 to 20 years old who maybe are looking forward to a career in police work. And we were told that he took, in the 5-figure range, money from that fund and spent it for things like travel expenses, mortgage payments, personal gym membership, adult websites, personal loans, and unaccounted cash withdrawals. So he basically enriched himself from this fund.
And Dean, a question that was asked during the press conference, and it's something that you and I talked about earlier today, the amount of outpouring of grief for this officer when people thought that he had died in the line of fire, police officers flying in from all over the country, the community mourning, the investigators were asked about that, and then they went on to say that there are 2 other people still under investigation surrounding this death. Could it be that perhaps they were in the midst of that investigation and they didn't want to give away what they already knew, because there was some question as to why continue this quote-unquote charade if they even had any hint that this may have been something other than what was first assumed?
Yeah, well, I think there are still questions about that aspect. I don't think that their answers were entirely satisfactory. There is no question that an investigation is going on even after the death of Officer Gliniewicz, but because it's going on, they're reluctant to discuss it. The village administrator who came before us briefly said that the real victim in all of this is the community of Fox Lake, who was basically victimized by this police officer and possibly others within their department.
And Dean, before I let you go, I got to ask about his family. Under Illinois law, if an officer is killed in the line of duty, the spouse is entitled to 100% of the officer's salary. But now this case is ruled a suicide, and it's also tied to this criminal act of embezzlement. So what happens next for her?
Well, under Illinois law, she's not going to get the kind of benefits that would have been given to the widow of an officer killed in the line of duty. We don't know exactly how much of a reduction in benefits that will be, but it will be vastly reduced from what she would have gotten had he actually been shot in the line of duty.
Dean, thank you so much. I know you've just come off this news conference and you're going to be digging into this story and report it tonight for the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley. We appreciate it.
Thank you.